And last but not least, it's the Peninsula Districts as Warwick taking on Bethel. Bethel head coach Jeff Nelson sidelined after a horrific sideline accident a couple weeks ago. Looking on as the Bruins taking on the Warwick Raiders and taking on Cardon Johnson, who they would have trouble containing on throughout the afternoon.
This game taking place Saturday at Todd Stadium, and you see, despite it being the weekend, Johnson was still working hard.
He works hard for his money as he scores there from 8 yards out, the touchdown run for Johnson. And again, Cardon Johnson up the middle with the score, 6-0 the score, still 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. But not to be outdone, Bethel had a star running back of their own, and number 36, Sam Bennett, who would also go over 1,000 yards rushing on the season in this one.
Cardon Johnson once again getting some great blocking from his offensive line up front, finds a seam along the right sideline before he's finally pushed out of bounds by the D.
And this time it would be running back number 44 for the Raiders, David Smith, up across the line of scrimmage. And now the Bruins on the kickoff, taking it back the other way, goes number 12, Saeed Taylor. And Taylor up the middle, finds a seam down the left side of the field. And with some impressive camera work by our cameraman, watches Taylor go all the way down the field, 90 yards for the touchdown.
Extra point is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So now 13-7 the score, Warwick leading here.
But it would be the Bethel offense back on the field. Unfortunately for the Warwick Raiders, as the pass down the field finds his open target, Joe Wilson with the catch. And now quarterback Frank Brown is going to hand off to Sam Bennett. And Bennett with a hurdle using the O button, I believe, on the PlayStation controller. 14-13 the score as Bennett scores from 15 yards out.
It's actually X on the Xbox.
I gotcha. But Brown finds a Warwick Raider this time. His pass is intercepted by Albert Webb, one of 4 picks on the day thrown by Brown. And deep down the field go the Raiders as the catch hauled in by Eric Poindexter. And this time, looking downfield, Donnell Staten's going to find Poindexter yet again on the out route. That would set up this field goal opportunity, which would be up and good. But hang on a second, it's that yellow hanky out again. The high snap down, the kick this time is going to be well short. But again, the yellow flag comes out this time against the Bruins for roughing the kicker.
So we'll get a redo here, and this time the snap is down, the kick is up, Chris, and the kick is good.
John Briggs with the 27-yard field goal. 16-14, the Raiders leading after one half of play. Now to the second half as Eric Poindexter takes the kick, goes down the right side of the field, and sets up great field position, and Cardon Johnson bowls his way to the end zone for the 2-yard touchdown run.
Great run there by Johnson, who had 3 rushing touchdowns in this game.
Now it's the Warwick defense trying to make things happen, and they would, as Albert Webb with his second interception of the game off the errant Frank Brown pass would put the Warwick offense back on the field, and Cardon Johnson would again rumble towards the goal line from 10 yards out. His 3rd touchdown of the game, as you mentioned, Matt, 30-14, Bethel in a huge hole. Frank Brown trying to lead the team back. Unfortunately, he finds yet another Warwick Raider receiver as the interception hauled in this time by Thomas Cosby. And that would set up this 18-yard touchdown run by Smith. 37-14 now. The Raiders all over the Bruins.
Bruins, though, back with possession. Quarterback will look downfield, and we have not said this yet, Chris, but an interception intercepted by Warwick defender. Poindexter, he's going to return it, and he's going to take this one all the way back for the score.
80 yards to his house, I believe is what the kids call it these days, with the touchdown for Poindexter as the defense would swarm all over the Bruins, 47-28. Cardon Johnson, 220 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns as he broke 1,000 yards rushing for the season. And Sam Bennett, 21 carries, 270 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a losing cause for the Bruins.
And as we take a look around the rest of the district, Phoebus over Denby, 56-6. Tyree Lee, 11 rushes, 316 yards, 4 total touchdowns. And Hampton over Kickingham, 14-3. Moving on down into district play here in the Peninsula District.
A big game for David Watford there,
That's
Matt.
right. Minchville on top of Heritage, 16-6. Jamar Bateman, 92 kick return for a touchdown. And Woodside over Gloucester, 42-7. Avante Parker, 13 rushes, 110 yards, and a score.
All right, Matt. Well, we're coming down to the final week of the regular season. Teams jockeying for playoff position. What are you most looking forward to in this upcoming week?
I'm just looking forward to some more good football. As you said, playoff seeding still much up for grabs here, so keep tuned here to the Sports Report.
We'll have all your action for the upcoming weeks, including playoffs. And don't forget, the VHSL Championships can be seen live here December 11th Division 5 kicking off at noon, and Division 6 at 4 o'clock. For Matt White, I'm Chris Park. Thanks for watching the Cox 11 Sports Report.